everybody. Today I'm going to be doing ASMR reading of the Pombear website. Terms and conditions of website use. Please read these terms and conditions carefully before using this site. Any use by you of the website operated by KB Snacks Limited at pombear.co.uk, our site, whether as a guest or a registered user, is conditional upon your acceptance of these terms and conditions of website use. Terms of use. Use of our site includes accessing, browsing, or registering to use our site. Please read these terms of use carefully before you start to use our site, as these will apply to your use of our site. We recommend that you print a copy of this for future reference. By using our site, you confirm that you accept these terms of use and that you agree to comply with them. If you do not accept these terms of use in their entirety, please leave our site now. Other applicable terms. In addition to these terms of use, you should also refer to the following terms, which should also apply to your use of our website. Our privacy policy, which sets out the terms on which we process any personal data we collect from you or that you provide to us. By using our site, you consent to such processing and you warrant that all our data provided by you is accurate. Our cookie policy, which sets out information about the cookies on our site. Information about us. www.pombear.uk is a site operated by KB Snacks Limited. We are registered in England and Wales under company number A314505 and our registered office at Hayes Park, Hayes End Road, Hayes, Middlesex, UB-E48EE. Changes to these terms. We may amend these terms of use at any time without notice and at our discretion by amending this page. Please check this page from time to time to take notice of any changes we make as they are binding on you. Changes to our site. We may update our site from time to time and may change the content at any time. However, please note that any of the content on our site may be out of date at any given time. We are under no obligation to update it. We may also impose limits on all certain features or restrict your access to part of our site without notice of liability. We do not guarantee that our site or any content on it will be free from errors or omissions. Accessing our site. Our site is made available free of charge. We do not guarantee that our site or any content on it will always be available uninterrupted. Access to our site is permitted on a temporary basis. We may suspend, withdraw, discontinue, or change all or any part of our site without notice. We will not be liable to you if for any reason our site is unavailable at any point or for any period. You are responsible for making any arrangements necessary for you to have access to our site. You are also responsible for ensuring that all persons who access our site through the internet are aware of the terms of use and other applicable terms and conditions and that they comply with them. Intellectual property rights. We are the owner or the licensee of all intellectual property rights in our site and the material and content published on it, including but not limited to text, images, web pages, sound, software, including code, interface, and website structure, and video, and the look and feel, design, and compilation therefore. These works are protected by copyright laws and treaties and all rights are reserved. Except as is expressly authorised by law, by us, or by the applicable licensor in writing, you are not entitled to reproduce, transmit, license, sell, public perform, distribute, adapt, translate, modify, bundle, merge, share, or otherwise make available to any person, or to create derivative works of, or any of the materials or content available on our site, or to use it for commercial purposes. If you print off, copy, or download any of the parts in our site or breach of these terms of use, your right to use our site will cease immediately and you must must obtain professional specialist advice before taking or refraining on any action on the basis of the content of our site. Although we make reasonable efforts to update the information on our site, we make no representations, warranties or guarantees, whether expressed or implied, that the content on our site is up to date. And it's time for a break from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is an epic game with lots of fun things. Time to continue with the Pombear advert. No, not advert, terms and conditions, sorry. Nothing in these terms and conditions excludes or limits our liability for death or personal injury arising from our negligence or our flawed. Sorry, children. Nothing in these terms of our use excludes or limits our liability for death or personal injury arising from our negligence or fraud or fraudulent misinterpretation, or any liability that cannot be excluded or limited by English law. To the extent permitted by law, we exclude all conditions, warranties, representations, or other terms which may apply to our site or any content on it or any site, hot links to it, whether expressed or implied. We will not be liable to any user for loss or damage, whether in contract, torts, including negligence, breach of statutory duty, or otherwise even if foreseeable, arising under or in connection with use of or inability to use our site, or use of or reliance on any content displayed on our site. If you are a business owner, please note this in particular we will not be liable for loss of profit, sales, business or revenue, business interruption, loss of anticipated savings, loss of business opportunity, goodwill or reputation, or any indirect or consequential loss or damage. If you are a consumer user, please note that we only provide our site for domestic and private use. You agree to not use our site for any commercial or business purposes, and we have no liability for you any loss of profit, loss of business, business interruption, or loss of business opportunity. We will not be liable for any loss or damage caused by a virus, distributed denial of service attack, or other technically harmful material that may infect your computer equipment, computer programs, data, or other proprietary material due to use of our site or downloading of any content on it, or any website linked to it. We assume no responsibility for the contents of websites linked to our site. Such links may not be interpreted as endorsement by us of one of those linked sites. We will not be liable for any loss or damage that may arise from your use of them. Uploading content to our site / unsolicited ideas. Unless specifically requested, we do not solicit nor do we wish to receive any confidential, secret or proprietary information on other material you for our site by email or in any other way. Any content you upload to our site that has not been expressly requested by us will be considered non-confidential and non-proprietary. You agree that any information or materials you submit to our site, whether ideas, creative concepts, or other materials in any form, including but not limited to writings, images, illustrations, audio recordings, and video recordings, may be used, reproduced, and disclosed by us without restriction for whatever purpose we deem fit, without payment of any sum or knowledge or acknowledgement as you assessors. You also warrant that any moral rights in posting the materials may have been irrevocably waived by the appropriate authors. We shall have no liability for any loss or damage suffered by you as a result of our use of disclosure or such materials by us to the extent permitted by law. This paragraph does not affect any right you may have under data privacy laws to protect your personal information or similar privacy laws to the extent that such rights cannot be waived or excluded. We also have the right to disclose your identity to any third party who is claiming that their content posted or uploaded to you by our site constitutes a violation of their intellectual property rights or of their right to privacy. We will not be responsible or liable to any third party for the content or accuracy of any content posted by you or any other user on this site. We have the right to remove any posting you make on the site in our entire discretion and for any reason whatsoever. We do not guarantee that our site will be secure or free from bugs or viruses. You are responsible for configuring your information technology, computer programs and platform in order to access our site. You should use our own virus protection software. You must not misuse our site by knowingly introducing viruses, trojans, worms, logic bombs or any other material which is malicious or technologically harmful. You must not attempt to gain unauthorized access to our site, the server on which our site is stored, or any server, computer or database connected to our site. You must not attack our site via a denial of service attack or distributed denial of service attack. By breaching this provision, you would commit a criminal offence under the Computer Misuse Act 1990. Report any such breach to the relevant law enforcement authorities. We'll cooperate with those authorities by disclosing your identity to them. In the event of such a breach, your right to use our site will cease immediately. Third-party links and resources in our site. Where our site contains links to other sites and resources provided by third parties, these links are provided for your information only. The display of link content or the provision of links to third-party sites does not constitute an endorsement by or association with us of such link content, third-party sites or products, advertising, or any such materials presented on other sites. You acknowledge and agree that we have no control or responsibility over the contents of such third-party sites or resources, are not responsible or liable directly or indirectly for any damage, loss, or caused by or in connection with your use or reliance of any content, goods, or services available on such third-party sites, or for any action taken by the owners of such third-party sites. Indemnity. You agree to indemnify us and hold us, our officers, directors, shareholders, employees, agents, subsidiaries, and affiliates, harmless from any demands, loss, liability claims, or expenses made against us by any third-party duty arising out of or in connection with our use of our site. Applicable law. If you are a consumer, please note that these terms of use is subject matter in this formation are governed by English law. You and we both agree to the courts of England and Wales will have non-exclusive jurisdiction. However, if you are a resident of